It's your boy Tunchi. This YBTV. Happy to be back, man. Back in front of the camera, back in front of the green screen. Let's get it going. Today we got a good one. It's called Good or Bad Dispatcher. Um, Before we get into that, we got to pay some bills. First and foremost, make sure you go to www.ybetv.org and you can ask me any type of questions. We're going to start getting back to those. I know I've been kind of slacking on that. Sorry, people. And also, if you need a question and you need it fast, you could do an expedited question. And we actually got coaching services that's about to come as well. We got T-shirts. We got a business course, credit building course. We got the actual marketing course. Go to www.ybetv.org/shop, and you can check out all the paraphernalia in the store. And just take your shoes off, man. Look around and see what's good for you. Cause I'm telling you, we building businesses, and we're doing a great job at it. Me and my team doing a great job at it, as you guys say. All right, let's get into it. Good or bad dispatches. Now, as far as dispatchers go, it's kind of hard to decipher when you first start out, of course, because everybody seems like they're a great dispatcher. That's one of the biggest things that I see in the industry. You got a guy named Frank. He's just starting with a company. He's either new to trucking or he's seasoned or whatever the way it go, and he gets a dispatcher. Now he got a dispatcher named Frank, and on the first day he gets his first load, he's calling everybody like, man, I'm about to make some money with this company. Man, I got this dispatcher named Frank, man. He cool. He gave me a good run and blah, blah, blah. And then, over time, like the end of the week, he make a good check or whatnot. And he like, man, you know what I'm saying? Frank, cool, man. I'm just happy to have this dispatcher. It's not enough time to see if you got a good dispatcher or not. I'm just letting you know. It's all about if your number one is your attitude of your dispatcher. Dispatchers got a lot of pressure on them because they are the person that stands between the company and their bottom line, which is how much revenue they want to bring in. So they go on to meetings a lot of the times. They probably getting their job threatened a lot, and they actually they giving the messages to the higher ups about what's going on to the driver because they got the more intimate relationship with the drivers. And a lot of them sometimes, like I know at CR England, some of the dispatchers used to tell me that they actually had 75 drivers that they had to deal with. That's a lot of people to deal with. Now, some of the runs might keep you going for about 3-4 days, but you got to think about it. They not just giving you the runs and make sure that you accept the load or whatnot. That dispatcher got to make sure that you tracking on time. That dispatcher got to make sure that you could get there, and when you do get there on time, you're gonna be able to get loaded and unloaded, and make sure that you're able to get to your next stop. So they got a lot of duties, and if it's the low shift, if it's traffic, an accident, anything to slow you down, they gotta actually go and pull up the information so they can give the information to the receiver or the shipper or whatever. So they got a lot of work. So some of them crack under the pressure, which is normal. But the bad dispatcher is the one that he just goes with whatever the company is trying to ask you to do. He don't mind breaking the rules, which they kind of like. It's not like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, for example, they probably tell him to break the rules without necessarily saying it. Like, they'll probably say something like, get the job done. Whatever you need to do, get it done. And he like, but it's like snow out there. Like, the driver don't feel safe. Listen, I'm just telling you like this. We want to see those numbers come back, and we want to see it over 13%, or you won't have a job. So now he goes to his desk. He say, okay, you know what? Let me see if I could get this guy to do it. Okay, Mike or Toon, do you think that you can get there before 4 tomorrow? And he like, what? Like, listen, I'm telling you like this. If you don't, I'm not going to be able to get you reloaded. You're going to end up sitting. See, that's how you know you got a bad dispatcher. Because they will put you in danger to keep their job, which is kind of like feed your family or not care about the driver. So it's kind of like, don't feel bad for the dispatcher, even though you can kind of feel bad, but you just got to make sure that you don't feel bad to the point where you put yourself in harm's way or you put your license in harm's way. It's just one of those things where you gotta really pay attention to what type of dispatcher you got, and you gotta make sure that you do all the techniques I had in previous videos. Like when you in a situation where it's dangerous and your dispatcher is constantly trying to call you over the phone, use that Qualcomm. Use that Qualcomm. Use that messenger. Use your text messages. Use something where if they try to force you to do something and you end up doing it and it goes another way, you say, I was forced. And then if something happens, they will be able to sue them and they will be able to hold charges on them. I'm not saying it's going to let you off scot-free, but at least it gives you something to work with. And 9 out of 10, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Those higher-ups going to see that you only texting, and the way that you do that, before I get out of here, I'm going to make this a quick one. The way that you do that is, if they try to call you, let's say it's ice out, and they trying to get you to drive, and you go over to Qualcomm and you say, I'm not feeling safe, or you text message them or whatever way, as long as it's text, you send them a message and you say, I don't feel safe, I want to shut down. And then they say, call me. You hit them back, no service, phone been acting up for miles. Guess what the next message is going to be? All right, driver, be safe and call me when you get service. No problem. Call you in the morning. Understand? So that's just one of those things. Like if you got a bad dispatcher, man, they won't care about your safety. They will try to leverage you into bad situations. They won't care about your license. They won't care about any of those things. And if you do have one of those, I'm not saying you got to quit, but you definitely going to have to stand your ground. And that's one of the biggest things, is standing your ground. The next video I'm going to do is about how to deal with a bad dispatcher. You already know this your boy Tunchi and this YBE TV. And if you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. YBE.
Drug dealing and killing is going on in my town. It don't take a killer to kill or a driller to drill. See, just being yourself is the definition of real.